All the night lasted that long. My dad's supposed to come again. I hate him. My mom is Jesus. She just asked me if Jamario was my boyfriend. I might cry. This road in here is so long. Nobody has my lipstick. Lip gloss. Is that why you brought that?
No, I don't. I go to night.
This is the first time. This is the first time we've actually stayed, so I'm very nervous about it. Getting worse and worse as we go. My mom goes she talked about Juan. I was like, no, it's hilarious. Never.
It's like right.
There's a pop up there. I'll just go pop over there. Can we sit yet? My feet feel like 1 o'clock. God, let me sit down. My feet want to cry.
This is scary. Everybody.
Good morning, families and friends of Rossville Middle School 8th graders. The faculty of RMS, along with our students, would like to welcome you to this year's 8th grade Honors Day ceremony. We're so happy you have joined us this morning to celebrate our 8th graders and their completion of another chapter in their lives. We would like to begin our ceremony today by asking 8th graders Alyssa Averett and Jada Romans to lead us in pledging to the American and Georgia flags. We ask at this time that you please silence all cell phones for the duration of our ceremony. Attention, salute, pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, for liberty and justice for all. I pledge allegiance to the Georgia flag and to the principles for which it stands, wisdom, justice, and moderation. Thank you, ladies. Students, you may be seated.
Good morning, and thank you so much for joining us today to a very special ceremony. For 3 years, you've entrusted us with your students, parents, and visitors, and we appreciate that honor of serving your kids and your family. As principal at Rossville Middle School, my name is Jason Pelham, and it's an honor not just to work with you and your kids, but with the amazing staff that's with us today. When I look at the faces here, I see a lot of 8th grade students, but I remember them as 6th graders and 7th graders for the most part. And it's amazing the transformations that you make while you're in middle school. And seeing these young men and young women change and mature and grow is the reason that the crazy people like us that work in middle schools keep coming to work every day. To see how much you guys have matured and grown and become young men and young women is truly a source of pride. The other day I was just asked, what's the best part about your job? And the best part of my job is that I get to work with you guys every day, and that maybe in a small way, I've been a tiny piece of the big impact that's made you be successful, and it's going to make you be successful in the future. So I love you guys. You're an amazing group of young men and young women. If I've been anything close to encouraging or positive to you, I promise you, you've been way more than that to me in my career, my life at Rossville Middle School. So thank you for being such great students. Thank you for making mistakes and learning from those mistakes, for falling down and for getting up. And thank you for parents for entrusting us with the duties that we have at this school. We have some amazing teachers here who work hard every day. And most of the things that we try to teach our kids is that they're important, you're important, school is important, learning is important, and that people matter. I just want to thank you before the ceremony gets underway for giving me the privilege to work with your children. And I think you guys are amazing. This is an amazing, hidden secret that Rossville Middle School and the community of Rossville has great parents and great students. It's been a pleasure working with each one of you. And I'll say bye before the ceremony is over. Thank you.
My name is Steve Lewis, and I coach football and the athletic director here at Rossville Middle School. And every year we give an award. It's an ACE award. And I'm sure it stands for something. I don't know if it's academics or achievement or athletics, but it encompasses all those things. We look for a young man or young woman that has excelled in leadership, in athletics and academics. And it's always an honor, and there's usually a couple of really outstanding candidates. But this year it's even more of an honor because there were so many young men and women this year that were outstanding in their field, in their athletic ability, what they've done in the classroom, the maturity they've shown. Some of these young men and women from their sixth grade year to now, it's amazing the maturity they've shown, the growth they've shown. And winner this year is a young man that I've gotten the chance to know since his fifth grade year in spring practice. He has grown, he has been a leader, he has been an inspiration to everybody that's played with him. He participated in 3 sports this year. He's a leader in everything that he does. I'm going to miss him, and I hope one day he comes back here and coaches with me. That's what I told him he's going to do. Cecil, you can grab it.
Hi, I'm Ms. Parker, and I'm going to be recognizing the students for making Star Roll for the year 2021. Star Roll students are students that have earned a 90 or above in all academic classes. Students, please stand when you recognize your name, when you hear your name. Brandy Decker, Arlie Martinez, Alyssa Averett, Ethan Gravitt. Let's give these students a hand.
Hi, I'm Ms. Davis. I'm the math teacher, and I'm going to be recognizing the students that made honor roll. These students earned an 80 or above in all academic classes. Please stand to be recognized when you hear your name called. Maya Bible, Jasmine Martinson, Sarah Newman, Khalees Dallas, Isaac Smith, Brian Ojeda, Joseph Hayes, Joshua Clark, Gavin Duncan, Dayton Vaughn, Jordan Roberts, Bradley Thayer, Bailey Evans, and Anthony Murphy.
Good morning. I'm Mr. Shirley. I teach physical science here at Rossville Middle School. At this time, we'd like to recognize the students who received the top 3 averages per subject for Teammate 1, as well as the most improved student in each subject. As I call your name, please stand, and once Each subject area has called out their 3 top and most improved. We can applaud and they can be seated. Okay, so for science, I have 2 other teachers, if y'all want to come up here, just give me moral support. These 2 teachers teach science as well with me. So, as far as our top 3 averages this year in science, we had Arlie Martinez, we had Alyssa Averett, and Brandy Decker. Your certificates will be in your folder, okay? And then for science, our most improved student was a student that persevered and always got the work done, even when the work was hard. And I really appreciated that with her, Olivia Middlebrooks.
For the 8th grade math top 3 averages, Miss Mathis and I have Ethan Gravitt, Alyssa Averett, and Maya Bible.
And for our Team 8-1 Math Most Improved Student, we have Cameron Milligan Smith.
Hi, I'm Ms. Holland. I'm another math teacher on 8-1, and my student with the highest average this year was India Hinkle. And my most improved student this year was Cassie Johnson.
Hey, I'm Miss Hill George, and I teach language arts. This is Miss Parker. She also teaches language arts with me. We had 3 students that had a tie for top average, and I had no doubt they would be the 3 with the tie for top average because they constantly asked what they could do to improve their average, and it was already about as high as it could be. So would the 3 following students, Brandy Decker, she is absent today, Alyssa Averett, and Ethan Gravitt, please stand up. And our most improved student, we had a tie for 2 students that were most improved, with Lily Courier stand up and Indio Hinkle. Thank you, guys.
Hi, I'm Miss Jenkins. I'm another language arts teacher on Team 8-1. And for my highest average, I would like for Josh Akins to stand up. And for my most improved, I would like for Jairee Clemens.
Hello, I'm Carolyn M. Morris, and this is Miss Scott. We both teach Georgia Studies for Team 8. I don't even know what team I'm on anymore. As you can tell, this is really pushing my comfort zone. I can stand in front of all these kids and not have a problem. Put me in front of a microphone and I start to have an anxiety attack. But I wanted you to know that your children have been successful, no matter if they're standing for an award today or not. They have had to be successful. They had to learn to be flexible. You have to be when the internet doesn't work for the first month of school. They had to learn to be resilient. Your schedule could change from day to day. You didn't know if you were going to be here Monday, Tuesday, or was it Thursday, Friday this week? I don't know. Did we have an extra week off? I don't know. They had to be resilient. They had to deal with change. They had to deal with their support network, their friends, maybe being here, maybe being at home. They didn't know. Their safety net wasn't here. They also had to learn to persevere. They had to. I'm pretty sure it was the longest school year ever. At least it was for me. And in spite of everything, your child has grown and learned. They've learned these skills that will make them successful outside of school. And ultimately, that's what you want. It's great to be a wonderful student, but if you didn't pick up the skills to succeed outside of here, I haven't been successful. And I've known these kids since 6th grade. I was blessed enough to teach them twice. And I know that they have learned these skills, and they can and will be successful. With that, our highest averages for social studies were Brandy Decker, Alyssa Averett, and Arlie Martinez. Our most improved was Malachi Jackson, who has made amazing strides, not only in his academic performances, but in his behavior. He has put his effort to the max this year and has been successful, and I am very proud of him. And our other is Harley Neely, who is not here today, but she has also had a very rough first semester and turned it around for the second semester and really showed what she could do. They all and every one of them has worked hard, and every single one of them has improved over the year. Give every one of them a hand.
Now we'd like to present the Citizenship Award, which we call the B. Rosswell Award. This award recipients are those who are genuinely kind to others, who are team players and who bring out the best in others, and who do the right thing even when no one is watching. These awards are voted on by the teachers. When your name is announced, please come forward to receive your award. Okay. The B. Rosswell Award for Team 8-1 goes to Maya Bible and Brian Ojeda.
I have the privilege of presenting the Team Leadership Award. And like Ms. Morris said, and some of what Coach Lewis said as well, this has not been an easy year. There have been a lot of students that have stepped out and showed leadership and resilience in ways that we've never had to do before. A lot of teachers have done the same thing. But it has been a privilege this year to watch your students really grow and really show amazing leadership qualities. There are 2 students that the teachers voted on this year pretty much unanimously. And those students, they're selected because they are consistent. They exhibit the highest qualities of leadership and expectations. They set high expectations for themselves. And oftentimes they exceed even the high expectations they set for themselves. In the way they interact with their peers, in the way they interact with their teachers. They also are athletes in the way that they are team players and how they encourage others. It has been a privilege to watch these 2 students grow this year and step into leadership roles, whether they knew they were stepping into leadership roles or not. They have, and they are natural leaders, and they are the leaders that you want your students to follow. For Team 8-1, with the 2 following students, please step forward, Alyssa Averett and Ethan Gravitt.
We would now like to recognize the student with the highest GPA for Team 1. The highest GPA award for Team 8-1 goes to Brandy Decker, Unfortunately, Brandy is not here today, so she cannot accept this in person, but she has worked hard all year and honestly makes me jealous of how easy she makes it look. She's a hard worker, she's a high achiever, and she has great things ahead of her. Thank you.
Good morning. I am Karen Hughes, and I am blessed to be the principal at Ridgeland High School. And I come here this morning to help celebrate with you the great achievement you have being promoted from being at Rossville Middle School and becoming a part of our Panther family at Ridgeland. I want to congratulate you and celebrate you. Students and parents, I totally look forward to working with you. I'm very excited for the Ridgeland High School class of 2025. Welcome, guys. Go Panthers.
I have 4 pages of things I'd like to share with you guys, but we only have about 10 minutes left, so I'm going to try not to say all of it at once. A couple things I want to say before I forget is please help us continue to make this a safe ceremony by exiting out of one of these doors. If you park on this side of the gym, you'll exit on this side of the building. And if you park anywhere else on our campus, you'll exit on this side of the building. And we will, as politely as we possibly can, urge you to quickly exit this arena so that we can get our next group in. We love, one big part of Honors Day is that we get to socialize, give those last minute hugs and pictures and goodbyes. I'm going to ask you to do those outside of the gymnasium, and we probably will need some of those parking spots in the next 15 minutes or so after we dismiss from here. But first of all, thank you for coming today. This year has been amazingly challenging on many, many levels. And I want to thank Ms. Morris, our social studies teacher, for basically giving my speech today. You did a great job. So another way to cut this program short. But just a few things that I'd like to think about are some of the new vocabulary that we learned this year due to COVID-19. Words that I very rarely, if ever, use. Words like pandemic, social distancing, quarantining, masking up bulldogs, hand sanitizer, rejuvenol, blue tape, bathroom breaks, lunch breaks, how we ran school totally changed. Super spreaders, asymptomatic, hygiene, it's always important in middle school, PPEs, N95s, lots of new terminology that we learned, and despite the circumstances that kept us from doing many of the things that we enjoy, like taking field trips, having celebrations, pep rallies, and those kind of things, we got through it together. At the beginning of the year, we had a little quote with just the staff before students came on campus, and we knew it was going to be a different year. We knew it was going to be a challenge. Parents, students, and teachers, I feel like we worked really hard together to make it be a very successful year despite our circumstances. But there was a little quote that I'd read the day before our first day of in-service with our teachers, and it went something like, there was a newspaper company in London years ago, decades ago, that would post a question of the week and they'd pick a winner for the winning response. And the question of the week that week was, what is the shortest route to London? At that time, London was a hub. It was a place where people wanted to go, but it wasn't easy to get there due to technology, due to transportation. It was a rough trip. The winning response was, the shortest route to London is with good company. We've had a rough trip this year as far as education goes, as far as being a parent goes, I'm sure. far as being a student, as far as being a teacher. But although we have many, many long days, it's been a short trip. It's because you guys have been very good company. You students have been good company, and these teachers that we work together with have been great company. Thank you for being great company for me. Can't tell you guys how proud I am of you. Again, we use some of these terms affectionately, parents, so don't use them. Please don't be offended. When I look at the knuckleheads and the rattlesnakes and some of these guys that came in at 6th grade, and I see you leaving this building as young men and young women who've grown and matured and learned a lot, I hope. One of the teachers said it probably better than me. It's obviously important that we educate your child. School's about learning. We want them to be as academically challenged and as prepared for the next level as possible. Math, science, social studies, history, language arts, writing, reading, all those things are critical as far as you growing into the most successful person that you can be. But I agree with the teachers here today that the most important thing that I think we've taught your children is not always what the lesson plan was written for that day. You're all very important. I hope you've learned to believe that you can do great things that maybe you didn't know that you could do, especially when you were in 6th or 7th grade. And the person beside you is very important. Whether they look like you, whether they act like you, whether they think the way you think, or whether they do the things you do, we're all connected. If we didn't learn that any better than this year, we may never learn it. We are all very, very important, and we all matter. At Rossville Middle School, we have a phrase we like to use every morning. We use it a lot at sporting events. We use it before a big test. We use it when we're wanting somebody to do something great. We want to cheer them on and encourage them. And we use it after they've already done something great. And that phrase we often use a lot here is "Go Bulldogs." When you see a touchdown, when you see a kid score a basket, when you see a kid perform in the band or the chorus or do something great, or we want them to do something great that's coming up, we say "Go Bulldogs." But today, because you're leaving, I'm going to say "Go Bulldogs." Get out of here. But I mean that with love and care. It's been great being a Bulldog with you. You're going to be a Panther, but you're always going to be a Bulldog. And I hope that being a Bulldog at Rossville Middle School has meant something to you and the kind of character that you've developed. And I'm proud to be just a tiny piece of that. Thank you so much for being a great group of students to work with. I love every one of you. And you've changed me just by getting to work with you. Thank you so much. Parents, just a reminder, please exit in these areas right here only. If you've already signed out your child at the front, we have a sign-out sheet there where it just has the kid's name and you put your name beside that. If you didn't have a chance to sign them out, you'll have opportunities to do that in these areas. Again, please limit your exit times and getting into your vehicles to the next 10 or 15 minutes. Thank you so much. Go Bulldogs.
Okay. All right. With the first row, stand up. We're going to have you come by and get your folder of any awards and your report cards.
Follow.
And then you may exit.
There we go. Good job.
Yeah. Okay, parents, as your student gets their folder, you can go ahead and walk them out alongside the card. If they are not signing out, they will need to report back to their home room, and they will need to stay on the 8th grade hall today. Thank you.
Parents, if you don't mind, you can begin lining the side of the gym that you're going to be exiting. That way, when your child gets a folder, they'll know which way to exit to the left and to the right. So if you don't mind, you can exit the seating area at this time and start making your way towards the exit door. Thank you.
I'm assaulted.
And you got your son?
Congratulations. Congratulations.
No. No. She disappeared.